Welcome to Radio Fixer's channel. Subscribe for upcoming videos. Welcome back. I want to thank you for all the subscribers watching all these videos. Really, my goal is to create these videos so a brand new person can use the information and be able to get into the hobby. It is really a wonderful hobby and very rewarding to bring back something that totally dead back to life and sing again. I remember when I had my first 50 subscribers, I told my wife, I said, guess what? I have 50 subscribers. She paused a little bit and said, how many people live around the world? I said, gee, I see. So folks, what you want to do, somewhere in the bottom there's a subscription button. Go ahead and select that, and also there's a bell. Select that bell so it notify you whenever I upload new video. Put your thumb up. What this does, it notify other people they enjoy this hobby. Go ahead and share it to other people. Help me if my subscription goes up, man. Make me look good. All right. I appreciate you. So these are my robot soldiers that I'm going to restore. I highly suggest to go back to watch part 1 and 2 to this video, where we discussed how to disassemble the radio without breaking the case. Also, we disassemble and repair the tuning condenser. It was a very awful condition. So in this video, let's check out to see if our repair worked or not. Remember, this was always pretty loud, as soon as you turn it on, it was like a very loud sound. I saw this start getting loosened up because I worked on it for a while, and had a little screws like this was inside holding to this part right here. Let me zoom in, you can see it right there. Also, this one was bended upward. That's why the volume control was not working pretty well. And one of them was totally bended. There's two of them coming around and they touch each other like that. They touch where the graphite is to adjust the volume. I hope I'm calling them the right thing again. With a couple of a screwdriver, I went there and juggled it around. And for a while now they work much better. As I mentioned with you, if I can't get to it, it's fixable. So it took a while to do that. It fixed. So this is the way I opened it. Couldn't go from here because you could damage this. So just wobble it around, and to keep doing that, finally the screw came off. After it came off, the screw was inside. Then I get a toothpick from here, not the sharp side. I pressed it in and keep pressing until that popped out. You see, this comes up like that. So that's how you put this screw in. Of course, that's how we're able to get there and fix this. So if I turn it on, see, then if I keep turning it, get louder and louder. You see that? See? So it fixed. I'm surprised and happy this is fixed because I hate not to be able to fix things. Crazy this stuff, this transistor radio. Sometimes I keep telling myself, why are you working transistor radio? But they're fun. See, they put a glue here. So let me put this back together. We know this is off. So if it's off, it's like that. Yeah, this will work. This will work. Or is it deep enough? Yeah. Just want to take this out. Make my job. Then later I see they just glue it one side. I need to line up that screw with the hole. Okay, you see, came out. And no off position is here. Hopefully you can see right here. Okay, that is done. So finally the volume control is fixed. I'm going to use a little glue, put the there like the way they did it. Hopefully I don't need to take this apart anymore since the volume control is fixed. Alright, I can't believe finally we are there. To be honest with you, it was so close. I said, you know, man, that I'm not going to mess around with it, you know, I might damage it. But then I couldn't stop. I said, you know, need to figure out what's going on with this. I'm glad I did. So I'm going to glue this back here. Then this unit is finished as well. This is small tools are always very handy when you work in transistor radio. Alright, I'm going to use this glue, and so I'm going to use a toothpick. Just add a little bit here and put that thing back there. Just going to use a toothpick. Don't want to put too much. Just do exactly what they did. Okay. I'm going to put it right where the off position is. Okay. That should be fine. Okay, I'm going to let it dry. And the good thing about this, I have 3 of these radios. I'm looking the second one. I opened the second to see where the speaker wires hook up. It looks like one here is hooked up to this capacitor, and another wire right here in this corner where it came off to the resistor. I take a picture, so you see right there. So end of this resistor and capacitors. I'm glad I have the second one, otherwise I'm never going to figure this out with no schematic. Okay, now the head wires, it looks like it hooked up to this like a transformer. Well, let's see, let's enlarge it and see what's going on. Let's put this back here. I'm not ready to fix this one yet. They all have issue, as I mentioned. Let's put this back here, some safe area, so I don't mess it up. Things about transistor radios, of course, you don't need to be worried to get electrocuted when you're working on it, right? But then they are small, as I mentioned before. Since they're small, it's very difficult to work on them. So I always put them in the something so it doesn't get damaged. And be very careful you don't damage the speaker. These are very flimsy, as you know. So that one goes there. And this one goes here. Let's put the battery. Hopefully this works. We will find out soon, right? Something is happening. Oh, I know why. I know why it's not working. Remember this antenna wire? I had to unsolder it. Let me show you. See this loose antenna wire here? This should hook up to that bar from this variable condenser. Remember, I had to unsolder it, right? So let's solder it again back together. How can I forget that? It's getting late at night, that's why. It's the only time I have I can do this type of stuff. Since I'm remodeling our master bathroom, there's not enough time to do all this. Maybe it's easy if I add here. Okay, I think I got it. See, this is the one that I have to solder, remember? Okay, let's put the battery and test it again. Folks, it's working. It fixed. I can't believe it fixed. This is correct. One of my robots is coming back to life. success. This is awesome. This thing was, let me turn it on. This one, it was coming on, but you couldn't hear anything. As soon as you touch this, you know, it was keep coming on and off, on and off. But no, you know, touch it, it's fine. That fixed. That did it. We saved one of our robot. I'm excited, man. This is exciting. To be honest with you, I didn't know that could fix the darn thing. You know, when you work in this type of thing through the years, you try anything, right? And folks, this is awesome. I'm glad this thing be fixed. I can't believe it. Hey, you know, that's the way it works, right? At least the radio noise comes on. And this is funny. And now the tuning condenser also is working. Man, I'm very excited. I'm so glad it fixed. I couldn't give up, be honest with you. If you watch my other videos, I don't give up. I just don't give up. I just keep working on it until make it sing again. You know, I'm happy about this. I'm sure when I change the capacitors on them, it's gonna sound much better. I can't believe this is awesome. I'm glad it's fixed. Now I need to solder this to it. The eye is supposed to come on. As you saw, one of the wire was not even together when I opened it. Maybe I messed it up. Still a long way to go, but at least it's coming on. This I call my one-eye soldier robot, huh? I want to let it play for a little bit. Did my best to organize all these videos so you can find it much easier. I suggest you go to my channel, look at through the playlist. You can find it easier for each project. And meanwhile, if you're enjoying these videos, go ahead and subscribe somewhere in the bottom. And one thing I do when I want to remove the battery, you know, majority of people, they just pull on this. So don't yank on this. Best way is get wooden things, something like this, you know. See, go underneath and pop it up like that. That's the best way so you don't damage this part, this connection. The second thing I was talking about, when you yank it, this thing they spread apart so it doesn't hold to the battery. So sometimes you have issues if there is not a good connection this to the battery. So the easiest way, get a plier, bend this just very gently. You know, make sure it has a good connection to the battery. You know, like has a good connection like that. Alright, so that is why I always use this to release the battery instead of yanking on it. Hopefully this is going to help you guys that work in transistor radio. There's more work to do this. I know it came on, but it still needs some more work. Alright. And first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to take this wire from the speaker here, I'm going to solder it here, and then that's going to be, because after I install this upside down, I cannot get to it. Best is to do it now. I can get to the speaker, but not under this chassis or the PC board. Let's unsolder that and solder it to here. Difficult to do this because I want you to see it in the camera, so I have to find a good angle. Okay, this comes off. I'm going to solder it to that. As we discussed, it was soldered right here. Okay, let's add some more solder to it so it doesn't come out anymore. sometimes easier to add to this. Okay, I'm going to focus on capacitors now. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 capacitors. All those need to be replaced. You know, when everything finished, and then I'm tuned, you know, the tuning condenser from here. Remember when I removed all this, all those was adjusted. I like to take this capacitor out, check it, is it still in good condition or not. Alright, under magnifying glass, I check this capacitor right here, and the positive goes right here. The negative is this side. That's pretty important when you take these things out. You want to document them, because if you reverse it, it's not going to work or going to damage the capacitors and also maybe the radio. Let me take a picture of it so you see. It's 100 microfarad, 16 volts, and capacitor made in Japan. Majority of capacitor, they mark the negative and not the positive, but this one, you know, it's also marked where the positive goes. Very interesting. So the negative side is this side when it hooked up directly to capacitor. So this need to be removed. This wire that goes to the speaker. Okay, it's removed. Alright, each radio, as you need, I had 3 of them. All the capacitor was replaced. There's 5 of them. As you see, they're all replaced. First I used the other soldering gun and I had a hard time, you know, to remove it. And then for other 2 I used this. This is what I bought a few years ago. The good thing about this is you can actually desolder parts from the PC board much quicker because there is like a 2 tool in one. It takes a little time to heat up, so be patient with it. So you press this way all the way down like that, right? You put it back here wherever you want to unsolder. Then when it heat up, you can see actually it's heating up. Then press this. It's suck, you know, the solder out. It's a good tool. Buy it, you know, it's going to help you, especially working transistor radio or a small piece like this. Try this for my tube radios. You know, it wasn't working that great because tube radios you need the other soldering gun that I was using. I just want to put this up so hopefully this can help you make your job much easier. Alright, so it is out. Let's measure it to see what the readings are. Just I'm curious to know. This time we're going to use this to measure it. You can also do with multimeter, put it in capacitor reading. I did a video on that as well. Red positive. See, the interesting about this capacitor, they mark where the positive is. All of the capacitor I see, usually they mark it as negative. So this positive, that is negative. Let's turn this on. It's a great tool. It's 123 microfarad. It's a little over 20% off. So I'm going to replace this. I was struggling in the beginning since I don't have electronic background. So I put an Excel spreadsheet. In the bottom has 2 tabs, one for capacitor, another for resistors. To give you an example, here all the readings on capacitors. You know, capacitors, sometimes it tells you they're UF, MFD, you know, NF, PF. So to calculate those, you know, I create this Excel spreadsheet. Here is pretty simple. Let's say for 400 NF, I put 400 here, and the system tells me if I'm what the range are, if for maximum and minimum what the range are that I can actually use. If I test the capacitor, if they are in this range, then I'm in good shape. Here to give you example for this radio, I key 100. System tells me, it says, you know, this is a UF I'm using, or they call it MFD. So if it's 20%, that is, it can be minimum capacitor reading 80 or maximum 120. As you see in this radio, I was over 120. That's why I replaced it. And here in the resistor side is pretty create again this to do calculation. It has 3 colors, usually your resistors. Sometimes the last band is there's nothing on it. That means this is a 20% resistor. If it's the last band is silver, that's a 10%. If it's a gold, it's a 5%. So as soon as I key here, let's see if I put here 100, here it tells me the minimum, you know, reading and maximum reading. If my resistor is in those range, I'm fine, you know, for each of them. So I create this to make my job easier, you know, instead of spending a lot of time in use a calculator. If you need this Excel spreadsheet, you know, feel free to contact me and I will be glad to email it to you. It really helped me out, you know, made my job much simpler to spend time actually fixing things instead of do a lot of calculation. I can even enlarge it like that, you see. Then check to see if the solder, yeah, was this one and that one. They all solder very good, as you can see. Alright, that's the tricks I use when I work in something so small. With transistor radio, you should be very patient. The tube radio, you know, is large. You can get to everything much easier than this. But I like to work on both of them. They're fun. You know, I just do this because I like the challenge. I always ask myself, can I do this? Can I really fix this? That's what it really drives me. I know some of you ask, you know, I say, Jay, you have so much patience doing this type of stuff. Okay, the moment of truth. Did I mess anything up or not? Seems like it's fixed. It seems the change in those capacitors is radio performing much better. See, that's what I'm talking about. AM radio, so you have to put it in the right direction. Alright, they're all working pretty well. Now I need to focus on those antennas missing. I need to build those. So stay tuned and then decide, you know, do I want to keep all of them same color original or do I want to change it to different color? That's need to think about this a little bit. I'll be honest with you, it takes so much time to make these videos, editing, uploading, and make sure there's enough information that it actually makes sense, you know, if you want to follow. At this time, I want to take the opportunity and thank my subscribers with their uplifting comments. You always encourage me to upload more videos, since this is just a hobby of mine. Again, I appreciate you, enjoy all these videos, and you all have an awesome day. Take care. If you're interested to see more videos like this, feel free to subscribe to my channel and you will be notified when a new video being uploaded. You have a great day.